Back to prophecy unfolding. I'm sure when you look at the news and see things that's going on in the world, like me, you're asking the question, what is going on? Are we truly seeing Bible prophecy unfolding? I get this question many times. Are we truly in the end? Now today I wanted to show you why we're so close to the return of Christ. But not only that, we're in the month of September with many things going on, and I feel strongly the Lord pointing to a very severe thing that we must take heed to as we draw closer to the return of Christ. So I'll ask you, like always, watch it all to get it in its full context, and remember, hit the like button to get this out to as many as possible, to open their eyes to the cross, which is the main objection here. Also, if you're here a long time, there's an announcement at the end, but here's some of the signs and the reason why I believe we're very close. Have a look. Now, it's not only, obviously we're seeing all of these fires that are happening all over the world. It's not just that. Even in Europe, there's some strange weather events that are happening. Have a look. This is in the likes of Germany and Italy. Have a look. One of the other major signs, now I know obviously we the natural kind of disasters, and when I see this happening, I just think of the scriptures in Luke and in Matthew, talking about all these events that would happen leading up or preceding to the return of Christ. But also he says there'll be signs in the sky, fearful events that will cause men's hearts to fail from fear. And this happened in Australia, and I believe this is going to happen more. Have a look. Now, when I look at these signs, I look at these in its basic principles. Yes, they've been happening for a long time, but they're happening now with a lot more frequency and intensity. We're starting to see the plan unravel. Now, when we're seeing all these events happening, obviously the WEF and the UN and all the other countries are saying that this is a thing called climate change. But I believe that man, or humans, are probably causing a lot of this as well. Not all of it, but a lot of it. We know that this month is a huge month in terms of the meeting that's happening with the UN in New York, which is going to decide the fate of a lot of us. F-A-T-E, when I say fate, in terms of humankind. But in terms of we are as the Church of Christ, I feel very strongly on this. And it says that for judgment, for it is time for judgment to begin with God's household. What will be the outcome for those who do not obey the gospel of God? And yet this is one of the real reasons when people ask me, why would God let so much tribulation, and why does he do what he has to do in Revelation, is basically because they still deny the gospel. They deny the righteousness of God and continue in sin. When we look at this whole meeting with the World Economic Forum, with the UN in New York, the whole SDG, the 7-year plan to hit their goal for 2030, we know that this is all about an agenda. There's a hidden agenda going on, and we seem to be seeing it on all angles. It's dividing family of massive division. But Scripture really gives us an indication of what exactly is going to happen, and I'm confident in this, and I believe it's already happened in the last thing that's kind of been going on for the last 3 or 4 years that shut down the world. Exposure came with it, and in Luke 8:17 it says, "For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open." And this is going to be something that will happen more and more, not only in the world, but we'll see it probably within the church as well. You know, there's many things wrong with the church at the moment in this time that we're living in, and God will clean up house where he needs to. And another question that'll be asked is, you know, why do we look out? What is the point? Hebrews 9:28 says this: so Christ was sacrificed once to take away the sins of many, and he will appear a second time, not to bear sin, but to bring salvation to those who are waiting for him. And we are waiting on Jesus to return. Short message, but to get to the point, that obviously with how things are going, things are moving forward. You know, judgment will always start forcing in the house, and I believe that's the next thing to happen. We're going to see a real shift happen within the church, and I'd say that's on a global stage, and the real people of God will come out from this, and that's the whole purpose. I think believing in the church at the moment, there's a lot of riffraff, wolves in sheep's clothing, etc., and I believe God will pull them out. What we need to do is be waiting eagerly for Christ to come back, but living our fullest life with Christ while we're here in terms of preaching the gospel. You know, as I say, God's always in control. Keep the faith. And to those of you that have stuck on this long, thanks very much. If you've been here a long time in Prophecy Unfolding, obviously we have the new community. You'll see it below in the link. It's called Coffee for You. It's going to be a bit more kind of close-knit, where I can talk about, you know, a bit more personal stuff in my life to share with yourselves and encourage us, and sneak peeks and ideas, and be a great time to come together twice or 3 times a month. But remember, God's always in control, and keep the faith.